Well, as I'm sure you know, in the down real estate market, a lot of folks moved out of their homes very quickly and under less than ideal circumstances, left a lot of distressed properties here in San Diego. Now, that can mean some really good deals for you on the flip side of that, but when looking at a distressed property, you really have to know what it is you're looking at here. So to help us out with that today, real estate expert Bryan Garrity from the Garrity Group joins us once again. And we've got Patrick Clark, Brian Daly, and you guys are with REIG Asset Management. You specialize in renovating these distressed properties, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
All right, so how many of them are out there right now? Are there a lot of these properties you're dealing with, a handful?
There's a lot that's out there being renovated right now. There's a lot of distressed properties. You have a lot of short sales, a lot of foreclosures, REOs, so there is a lot of inventory out there that's been sitting vacant for a while.
And what happens when they're sitting vacant for a while? How does the property go from being a decent property that's merely vacant to being a distressed property?
Well, I mean, over the years, especially with financial troubles, people let the roofs go. Inside, they don't update. There's termite damage, plumbing damage, electrical's not updated. Everything can go wrong if you're not upkeeping a property. So
they're mad that they lost their house, so they do all kinds of wicked things.
And people occasionally, they actually do damage, or they take fixtures out, that type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So one of the things that you caution people when you're showing them distressed properties is you need to really get a home inspection, but you need to get an inspector that knows what they're looking for, especially with a distressed property. For example?
Example. The inspector needs to know A to Z, everything about. There's home inspectors, and then there's home inspectors. You need to get somebody. I always find the people that were licensed contractors that built homes or that had some heavy involvement in actual, working for a tract home, whatever, to be the best. And sometimes agents don't want to use those inspectors because they're deal killers. But these guys, what they do is, their work's above and beyond. So yes, as a buyer, you need a home inspection. These guys buy distressed properties. You should see what they look like. It's crazy.
Well, and we're looking at some before and after shots here and giving folks some kind of an idea. So you go in and you take over the property and you do what? You renovate from A to Z just like somebody was rebuilding a car and trying to get it ready to sell again?
Absolutely. One thing I always look at is fire, life, and safety. So look at anything, the electrical, the things that are going to affect the home long term. We're always going to correct those. And then a lot of cosmetic things as well. We beautify the home, take it from dilapidated, from being vacant for the last 2 years, and doing what you see on the TV now.
It's like magic. It's like they drive by the house one day, come back a month later. It's like, is that the same property?
Well, but let me kind of go back and just kind of think about what could go wrong here for a second, because contractors typically are trying to maximize their profit, and I know during the tract home boom here in San Diego, you put in the cheapest fixture because you're going to repeat that hundreds if not thousands of times over the course of the homes that you built. You don't do any extra insulation, and you really try to maximize your profit. So I'm assuming that that's important to you as an organization as well, to make sure that you get a good return on your investment. But you guys don't cut corners, right?
Absolutely. And you can't. Those things will come back to get you. It always will. There's good karma and bad karma, and there are people out there that they're in a budget. They're trying to maximize their profit, so they're going to cover up and not do what they should be doing.
Cover up and not correct.
Correct.
What exactly would they likely? Where should you look for the cosmetic fix that didn't fix the underlying problem?
The biggest thing I would look at is the year the home is built. If you're buying a home that's built in the 60s and the 70s and the 50s, you got to pay more attention to the plumbing, to the electrical, and that's where if it is built in the 60s, it's cast iron plumbing. A typical home inspector is not necessarily going to scope your plumbing, so that's a good tidbit there, because you get roots that bear into the plumbing, especially in San Diego. You get a lot of deteriorated plumbing and electrical, so pay attention to the year built of the home.
So Brian, word of caution, anybody?
Look in the cabinets for one thing. You can tell whether or not someone's replaced the cabinets, or if there's been old plumbing leaks that might have been covered up or fixed improperly. You'll see water damage under the cabinets. It's always a good place to start, to at least to get around the cosmetic cover-ups.
All right. REIG Asset Management. Folks can get in touch with you if they have questions on any kind of distressed property.
And I want to say, these guys are really the gold standard. I'm not saying because they're here with me today. I get a lot of investor calls, a lot of people that want to buy my properties. You've got the section that are less than desirable, and these guys a lot of times will pass on a property, yet I'll have 10 other investors willing to jump on it. So it tells you about the cutting the corners. Yeah,
exactly.
It's a big, great
Radio
time.
show today?
Today, 1 o'clock, every Wednesday, Lifestyles Hour, ESPN, 1700 AM.
ESPN 1700 AM, Bryan Garrity. And if you have any questions about real estate, give Bryan a call at the Garrity Group, and Patrick and Bryan from REIG Asset Management as well, specializing in renovating distressed properties. For more information, go to san diego6.com. Just click on San Diego Living.